Hello, today is another Frank Zappa reaction, or as people tell me, we should just call him Frank. So apparently, if you just say, oh, Frank, of course, Frank, it's like saying, I studied in Cambridge. Okay? So apparently, if you just say Frank, everyone knows you're talking about Frank Zappa, of course. Let me put on my sophisticated accent, which is, I learned from my mother's best friend from college. She was a very sophisticated boomer lady. She's still a sophisticated boomer lady, but she speaks like that. We always thought it was funny. These are the other Zappa things I've listened to: Spider, Sweet, Inca Roads, Montana, San Bernardino, not San Bernardino, anyway, and then Peaches en Regalia. Today we have Oh No, Son of Orange County from A Token of His Extreme 1974. And I'm assuming that is our Ruth. Ruth that everyone keeps telling me about. Ruth on percussion, the amazing Ruth, female percussionist. And I'm guessing that's her. And wow, is she wearing like a bra top in 74? Oh my God. Okay. I don't pause, but I try to type. I sometimes, if I get so moved, I'll either stop, I'll talk, whatever. I just go with the flow. There's no rules here on Erica Reacts. Erica just reacts, and sometimes you don't like it. I don't lie. I don't go, oh my God, it's the best thing I ever heard. I'll tell you what I think for real. All right, let's go.
Oh no, I don't believe it. You say that you think you know the meaning
Whoa.
of love.
That was crazy.
You say love is all we need. You say with your love you can change all of the fools, all of the hate. I think you're probably out to lunch.
Oh, there.
Oh no, I don't believe it. You say that you think you know the meaning of love. Do you really think it can be told? You say that you really know. I think you should check it again. How can you say what you believe will be the key to a world of love?
Wow.
All your love will save me. All your love will save the world from what we can't understand. Oh no, I don't believe it.
Wow.
And in your dreams, you can see yourself as a prophet
Dramatic.
saving the world.
Ooh.
The words from your lips.
Why aren't you sharpening it then?
I just can't believe you are such a fool. I just can't believe you are such a fool. I just can't believe you are such a fool. I just can't believe you are such a fool. I just can't believe you are such a fool.
Okay, it's building right there. And there's something else. Okay, I like that. Either I've just heard enough Zappa now that I'm used to it, and so I'm like, sweet, I can just like chill and I don't have to be like, oh my God, what's going on? Whatever. But also this sound reminds me of other Zappa things I've heard now, like different elements of different parts. Like the beginning melody that was like do 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 da da dee da do do do. You know, I was like, okay, well I've heard that before in a Zappa song. He likes these big intervals in the singing part, like da da dee da be do do da ba da me no. Okay. And then we got to see the pianist, which I just watched a documentary about him. Very famous, talented pianist. And then Zappa made him sing. We saw that in this video because he had to sing the harmony with the lead singer dude, who's really talented, who's also in the documentary. The documentary I need to add to my playlist, by the way, which will be on there by the time you guys watch this video. There's that Ruth that you guys were all talking about in the comments. Wow. Not only is she talented, also very striking. Really cool. Like she's just wearing like a bra top. That's confidence on stage, you know? This is so 70s. Like I love it. This is so out there. I mean, what did you guys all think in the 70s? Were you just like, I mean, did you need drugs to appreciate this at the time? Or you guys were just like, this is the music of the future, you know? I like it, but as I was typing in the comments, if you were following along, I was there was a part later, like two-thirds in, where I was like, oh, this reminds me a lot of what Fish does, right? Because I go to Fish shows and they do a lot of improvisational jamming, right? And people have always said that Zappa was a big influence on Fish and like Trey, you know, specifically. And I really see that in that part of this. Like in that part, I'm like, oh my God, that is so like the way like Fish kind of goes and jams in a very similar way. I was like, that's so Zappa-esque, right? And knowing that this is the precedent, the preceding thing before Fish, right? So that was really cool to just see that again, that there's clearly a tie. There's clearly a precedent and reflection in today's experimental progressive jam music, whatever, jazz funk fusion, whatever you want to call whatever Fish is. And then yeah, her percussion use was just so cool. Pitch percussion in general is just a really cool thing. It has notes, you know, it's not just like a percussion. By the way, the drum kit, as I mentioned in the comments, was very good. I was like, oh my God, he's doing crazy things. And I really lived for the moments when patterns did become predictable. Like I noted in the notes at one point, I go, oh, this is like a chorus. Like they keep saying the same thing. The melody was changing slightly. It was almost like a motive and a sequence, but then the rhythm of the da da would come back every single time. So da 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 but da 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 but and I really lived for that bump but. Okay, so that's just an example of the kind of things I do like about this music is when it kind of gives you those, oh, you almost want to call it like a cadence. Like it's just very satisfying because you're like, resolution, harmonic resolution, or rhythmic resolution. Like something happens where you're like, sweet, okay. So I really like that, and you know, I've seen other footage from this video. I hate the seizure stuff. I hate the seizure when I'm like seizure warning when they keep flashing. I'm like, okay, cool, you learned how to do video technology, but now we know that that's really bad for us to have our eyes like that. And yeah, my hair is not the best today, but I need to wash it. But instead of washing it, I just decided to record videos. Okay, so I love it. I'm gonna add this to the Zappa playlist. Of course, everyone keeps saying there is no regular with Zappa. There is no one way. It's gonna be all over the place. So don't try to think you understand Zappa because you won't, because then you're gonna hear something else that's gonna be different and out there. And yes, I'm getting a sense of that, but there are some things that I think you can put into categories. Like this reminds me of some of the other stuff I've heard. Of course, I've heard some of the other types of things too, but this does seem more in line with some of the other Zappa things I've listened to already, and I'm totally cool with that. And there is some order to it, right? Like this isn't just random atonal music. Like it's not even necessarily atonal. It has a structure. It has a harmonic center. The harmonic centers sometimes shift, but they have a center, and even just the do do da 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 da. Also, one, you need to have like a very impressive vocal range to be able to do that, and to go between lower and high registers like that. So this singer is absolutely amazing. And as I typed in the comments, learning this kind of music is very stressful. I had to do some 21st century composition type things with less tonal music, and it's hard. The way I normally learn singing is I'm really structuring myself in the chord and I'm hearing where I am in relation to the instruments around me. But when that's inconsistent or shifting constantly or just not a very cohesive melody, it takes a while to learn that and really internalize that in your mind because you have to have the sense of how the melody goes in your mind before you can sing it. So yeah, that's just so when I hear that sometimes I go, "Oh, that's so challenging." And it's a little anxiety. It gives me a little anxiety and stress just because I know what it is like to sing something like that. And then I'm like, "Ooh, stress. Okay, calm down a little bit. Like you're gonna be okay." Anyway, so all right. I have to go, I guess. I'm like, to wrap up, this is how you put a request in. Just click on this link right at the top of my page, and then you go to here, and then you fill out the request form. And then look, this is what the request form is. And as you can see, this request of Zappa was put in right here. It was a tipped request. Um, and the person just said this was his best lineup in terms of like people. I think that's what he means, like the people in the band. So we get to mark that green, and this is how I keep track of all those requests you guys put in. And right now you can see the queue, anything. So all my green is finished, all the clear is not finished. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And then these are all tipped. And then when there's non-tipped requests, I put them over here. Let me just show you the longer list. And these are the kind of things I'll do once my tipped ones are done, and or if I am doing a live stream, and then I won't necessarily do the tipped requests in live stream, and then I'll just pull from this list and then see the greens are completed, and then everything else I can just easily click in a thing. So all right, I will see you guys in the next reaction video. Please check out my playlist of Frank Zappa and of other things if you like to be organized that way to find my content. The other thing is you can always search on my page. I just learned this, so it's pretty cool. But on my page, when you're on Erica Reacts, Erica whatever, click on this search bar and you can actually search for anything and then see if I've done it. So like, for example, if you typed in the Beatles, you would find all the things I have that have like Beatles hashtag or are about the Beatles. And that's just an example. So if you're ever like, how do I find the videos I want to find? Just do that. I didn't know that until this year, that you could search. See, there's all my Zappas. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for the tip, and thank you so much for the feedback and just helping me guide my Zappa journey and prog rock journey. And I'm learning so much. I feel like I'm in my high school. No, I took college music theory. I feel like I'm in college music theory, but it's more modern day, and I get to actually interact with people who went to the concerts for real instead of like reading a book about people who went to see Mozart and Beethoven. I get to like actually see people who are like, oh, I was there in 74. And I'm like, sweet. So like I get to know that, because we're going to lose people every year. And I want to be able to tell my grandchildren about stuff that I actually knew people who saw these people in person, right? So that's the next best thing to having me not being able to be there because I wasn't born yet in 1974. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.